Hello there, I'm Lance, and welcome to Dozing Off. Dozing Off is a podcast where I'm going to read you to sleep. I'll narrate short stories and classic literature in this deep and relaxing tone to allow you to put your overactive mind at ease and doze off. Before I introduce tonight's story, special shout out and thank you to Tommy Gibbs for being the newest member of the Dozing Off Patreon. If you're interested in an additional story each week and some other bonus content from me, check us out over on Patreon and be a part of making Dozing Off what it is. Tonight will be a little bit different. I'm going to take you on a sleep journey with me, so I hope you're on board. Tonight, I'm going to guide you away from the noise of the day and into the quiet mountains above Salzburg, Austria, where a cozy cabin waits beneath a gentle snowfall. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Now is that time to fluff up that pillow. Pull that comforter up just a little bit. Close your eyes. And let's doze off together. The winter cabin above Salzburg. Tonight, there is nowhere you need to be. There is nothing you need to solve. No message waiting for an answer. No task that must be finished before morning. For now, the day is complete. You may allow everything beyond this moment to grow quiet. Let your body become comfortable. Feel the surface beneath you supporting your weight completely. You don't have to hold yourself up. You don't have to remain alert. Take a slow breath in through your nose and release it gently. Again, breathe in and slowly breathe out. As you continue breathing at your own peaceful rhythm, imagine that you're traveling through the Austrian countryside on a quiet winter evening. You're seated beside the window of a small train heading toward Salzburg. The carriage is warm and nearly empty. Soft yellow lamps glow overhead, and the gentle movement of the train rocks you from side to side. Outside the window, the world is turned white. Snow lies across open fields and rests upon the roofs of distant farmhouses. Dark forests climb the sides of the mountains, their pine branches carrying thick layers of snow. Every now and then, a small village appears in the distance. You see warm lights glowing behind curtains. A church steeple rising above the rooftops. A narrow road winding between houses before disappearing again into the falling snow. There's something comforting about seeing those distant lights. Each one belongs to a quiet room, a warm kitchen, a softly burning fire, people settling in for the night. And soon, you'll be settling in as well. The train continues through the countryside. Its wheels create a steady rhythm beneath you. A gentle, repeating sound. Soft and dependable. You watch your reflection in the darkening window. Your face appears faintly against the snowy landscape outside. Your eyes look calmer now. Your breathing has slowed. You allow your shoulders to drop. You loosen your jaw. You let your hands rest naturally. There is no need to carry any tension with you into the mountains. This train's gonna carry you instead. Outside, the snow continues to fall. Large flakes drift through the evening air, illuminated for a moment by the passing lights of the train. They appear from the darkness, float beside your window, and then disappear behind you. Nothing asks them to hurry. Nothing asks them to choose where they will land. They simply follow the winter wind. And you may do the same. You may let yourself be carried gently into rest. After some time, the train begins to slow. The lights of Salzburg appear ahead. They gather gradually along the horizon until the dark landscape becomes a quiet city of glowing windows, old stone buildings, and snow-covered rooftops. The train passes beneath bridges and beside narrow streets. In the distance, high above the city, you can see the old fortress resting upon its hill. Its walls are pale beneath the snow, and small golden lights shine from its towers. For centuries, it's watched over Salzburg. It's seen countless winters arrive and fade. Countless evenings when snow softened the streets and the mountains vanished behind clouds. Tonight, the fortress seems almost to float above the city. Still, silent, untroubled by time. The train glides into the station and comes to a gentle stop. You step onto the platform. The cold air touches your face, clean and refreshing, but you're wrapped in a warm coat, a thick scarf, and comfortable gloves. Your luggage is light. You've brought only what you need. The station is peaceful. A few travelers move quietly beneath the covered platform. Some are returning home. Others are beginning journeys of their own. You follow the signs toward the entrance, where a car is waiting to carry you to your cabin. The driver greets you warmly and places your bag in the back. Inside the car, the seats are soft and warm. You settle beside the window as the car moves away from the station. Soon, you're traveling through the sleeping streets of Salzburg. The city feels timeless beneath the falling snow. You pass old buildings painted in gentle shades of cream, pale blue, and faded rose. Their windows glow above narrow streets. Small lamps hang from iron brackets. Snow rests along stone ledges and gathers upon carved doorways. In one quiet square, a fountain stands beneath a white covering of snow. Beyond it, the dome of a cathedral rises into the winter sky. The streets are almost empty now. The cafes have closed for the evening. Chairs have been stacked beneath awnings. Shop windows display wooden toys, candles, books, and delicate glass ornaments. A few string of lights remain glowing above the streets, creating warm reflections upon the snow. The car crosses the river. You look out at the dark water, moving slowly beneath the bridge. The city lights shimmer across its surface. On the opposite bank, the mountains rise beyond Salzburg, though their peaks are hidden by the clouds. The driver follows a winding road away from the city. The buildings become fewer. The streets narrow. Soon, you're climbing gradually into the hills. Salzburg begins to fall away behind you. You can still see its lights through the trees, scattered across the valley below. The road curves through a forest of tall spruce and fir. Snow clings to every branch. The headlights reveal one quiet section of the road at a time. Beyond the light, the forest remains deep and peaceful. No other cars pass. No wind disturbs the trees. The whole mountain seems to be resting. You listen to the low hum of the engine, the soft movement of the tires through the snow, the steady rhythm of the windshield wipers. You don't need to know exactly where you are. The driver knows the way. The road knows where it's going. You can simply sit back and allow the journey to unfold. Your breathing becomes deeper. Your eyelids may already feel a little heavier. Every turn in the road carries you farther from the noise of ordinary life, farther from crowded rooms, farther from unfinished plans, farther from anything that asks you to perform, decide, or explain. Up here, the world is simple. There's the road, the snow, the forest, the distant glow of Salzburg below. And somewhere ahead, a warm cabin waiting for you. At last, the car slows beneath a narrow path. Through the trees, you see a small wooden cabin. Golden light shines from its windows. Smoke rises gently from a stone chimney, disappearing into the snowy night. The roof is steep and covered in white. A small porch stretches across the front, and beside the door hangs an old lantern. The driver carries your bag to the porch. You thank him, and soon the car disappears down the road. The sound of the engine grows softer and softer until it can no longer be heard. Look at that. You're left in perfect stillness. For a moment, you remain outside. Snow is falling all around you. The flakes touch your coat and rest upon your shoulder. You look through the trees toward the valley. Far below, Salzburg glows beneath the winter sky. From this distance, the city appears quiet enough to hold in your hands. You can see the fortress illuminated above the rooftops. A few church towers, the faint line of the river. Everything else is softened by snow and distance. You turn toward the cabin. The wooden steps creak gently beneath your boots. When you open the door, warm air surrounds you. You step inside and close the winter night behind you. The cabin is even more welcoming than you could have imagined. A fire burns in a wide stone fireplace. The flames move lazily around split logs, filling the room with amber light. A thick rug lies across the wooden floor. There's a comfortable sofa with deep cushions, a reading chair beside the fire, and a small table near the window. A narrow staircase leads to a sleeping loft above. The air carries the gentle scent of cedarwood, cinnamon, and smoke. You remove your coat and scarf. You place your gloves beside the door and step out of your boots. The wooden floor feels solid beneath your feet. The cabin has been prepared for your arrival. A basket of firewood rests beside the hearth. A kettle sits above the stove. On the table, there's a small loaf of bread, a bowl of apples, and a covered pot of warm soup. Someone's left a handwritten note welcoming you to the mountain. The note says you should make yourself at home, that the snow may continue through the night, that more firewood can be found beneath the porch, and that morning will bring a clear view of the Alps. You place the note back on the table. There's nowhere else you need to go tonight. The cabin is yours. The fire is already warm. The snow is falling, and the night ahead is long and peaceful. You walk to the window. The glass is cool beneath your fingertips. Outside, the snow has covered your footprints already. The trees stand motionless beyond the porch. A small lantern casts a circle of light across the path, revealing flakes drifting slowly through the air. You watch them for a while. Each flake appears within the light, falls silently, and disappears into the white ground below. You take another slow breath. Breathe in the warmth of the cabin, and breathe out the last traces of the day. Perhaps there were moments you wish had gone differently, words you continue to replay. decisions you have not yet made. But none of them can follow you here unless you carry them. And you don't need to carry them tonight. Imagine placing every concern outside the cabin door. You don't need to throw anything away. You don't need to solve anything. Simply set it down, one thought at a time, one responsibility at a time. Leave them beneath the porch lantern. The snow will fall gently around them. They'll still be there tomorrow if you need them. But tonight, they cannot enter. Tonight belongs to quietness. You move toward the stove and lift the lid from the pot. A comforting aroma fills the room. The soup is simple and warm, made with potatoes, carrots, herbs, and tender vegetables. You fill a small bowl and carry it to the table. Beside it, you place a slice of bread. You eat it slowly. There is no phone beside you, no television in the room, no conversation to follow. Only the occasional crack of the fire and the soft tapping of snow against the window. The warmth of the meal settles through you. Your body understands that the journey is finished. You've arrived. You're safe. You're warm. You may rest. When you're done, you rinse the bowl and leave it beside the sink. Then you fill the kettle with water. As it warms, you explore the small shelves beside the fireplace. There's books about mountains, old folk tales, collections of poetry and journals left by travelers who stayed in the cabin years before. You choose one of the journals and carry it to the reading chair. The leather cover is worn smooth. The pages contain brief notes written in many different hands. One traveler wrote about waking before sunrise to see the mountains turn pink before the morning light. Another described hearing distant bells from the valley. Someone else wrote that they arrived at the cabin feeling exhausted and left 3 days later feeling as if winter had quietly returned something to them. You don't know what winter returned. Perhaps peace, perhaps patience, perhaps the ability to hear their own thoughts again. You close the journal and hold it comfortably in your lap. The kettle begins to whisper from the stove. You prepare a warm drink and carry it to the chair. Steam rises from the cup. You wrap both hands around it and feel the warmth entering your fingers. The fire moves before you. Orange light glows across the stone hearth. A log shifts, sending a small cloud of sparks upward. You listen closely. The fire has its own quiet language. A soft crack, a gentle hiss, the settling of wood. Sounds that require nothing from you. You take a sip from the cup. Then another. The warmth travels through your chest and stomach. Your muscles begin to soften. The spaces between your thoughts grow wider. Outside, the storm continues, but it feels very far away. The walls of the cabin are strong. The roof is secure. The fire is steady. You're protected from the cold. You may listen to the wind without fearing it. You may hear snow against the windows and feel even more comfortable beneath the cabin shelter. After a while, you notice a small wooden music box upon the mantel. You lift its lid. Inside, a delicate melody begins to play. The tune is slow and familiar, though you cannot remember where you've heard it before. Perhaps in childhood? Perhaps in a dream. The notes are light and gentle. They drift through the cabin and mingle with the sound of the fire. You close your eyes. For just a moment, you imagine Salzburg below. Snow falling over the old city, the empty squares, the river moving beneath stone bridges, the fortress resting above the rooftops, the cathedral dome gathering snow, the narrow lanes winding between silent buildings. All across the city, lights are going out, one by one. Curtains are drawn, doors are locked. Families settle beneath blankets. Travelers close their eyes in quiet rooms. Bakers sleep before the early morning. Musicians rest their hands. The city releases the day, and you release it with them. Nothing more is required of you. There will be another morning, another train, another conversation, another opportunity to begin. But this moment does not belong to tomorrow. It only belongs to rest. The music box grows slower. The final notes fade into silence. You place it carefully upon the mantel. The cabin feels quieter than before. You carry your cup to the sink and dim the lights. Now, most of the room is illuminated only by the fire. Soft shadows move across the wooden walls. You add one final log to the flames. It catches slowly. First, a small orange line appears along the bark. Then the flame grows and curls around the wood. The fire will continue burning while you sleep. Now, you head towards the loft. Once you get up in the loft, pull the comforter back, hit the pillow a couple times to ensure it's cozy enough for your head. And you snuggle on in. Imagine the warmth from the fireplace slowly rising through the cabin. It reaches the sleeping loft like a gentle tide. It moves across the floor, around the bed, over the blankets. The warmth reaches your feet first, then your legs, your stomach, your chest, your shoulders, until your entire body is surrounded by it. A warm, peaceful heaviness. The kind that makes movement unnecessary. The kind that allows thought to fade. Outside the round window, snow continues falling through the darkness. You imagine each snowflake carrying away one remaining thought. One flake for something you forgot to do. One flake for a mistake you've been replaying. One flake for a conversation that has not happened yet. One flake for a fear that does not belong in this room. You don't need to name every thought. You don't need to watch them leave. The snow knows what to carry. Let it fall. Let it soften the mountains. Let it quiet the road. Let it cover every sharp edge in the landscape. And let it quiet your mind in the same way. Thoughts may still appear. That's all right. You don't need to push them away. Simply notice them as you'd notice a light far below in the valley. A small glow in the distance, visible for a moment, but too far away to require your attention. Allow the thought to remain distant. Then return to the cabin. Return to the blankets. Return to the sound of the fire. Return to the snow brushing against the roof. You're here. You're resting. You're safe. Sometime during the night, the clouds begin to thin. The snowfall becomes lighter, Between the moving clouds, a few stars appear above the mountains. Their light reflects faintly upon the snow. The forest glows beneath the night sky. Every branch is outlined in white. Every path has disappeared. The mountain is untouched, still, perfectly quiet. You don't need to see this clearly. You may only sense it beyond the window. A peaceful world resting around you. Salzburg sleeps in the valley below. The river continues moving beneath its bridges. The fortress keeps its silent watch. The church towers rise beneath the stars. And high above the city, in a small cabin among the trees, you sleep beneath a warm quilt. Perhaps you dream of walking through Salzburg the following morning. The storm is past. The sky is pale blue. Fresh snow covers the streets. You walk beside the river while sunlight touches the old buildings. The air is cold but clear. You hear bells ringing somewhere across the city. You follow a quiet lane toward a small bakery. Inside, the windows are fogged with warmth. The shelves hold fresh bread and pastries. You sit beside the glass with a warm cup between your hands. Outside, people move slowly through the winter morning. No one appears rushed. The whole city seems to understand that snow has changed the rhythm of the day. Everything can begin a little later. Everything can move a little more gently. But you don't need to reach that morning yet. It'll wait for you. The bakery's gonna wait. That river is gonna wait. The mountain view will wait. There's nothing you must stay awake to protect. Morning always finds its way back. For now, let yourself remain beneath the blankets. Let yourself drift deeper. The cabin is quiet. The fire burns low. The wind has softened. Your breathing is slow and effortless. You've done enough. You are enough. You don't need to earn this rest. Sleep is not a reward for completing everything. It's a natural return. A return to stillness. A return to darkness. A return to the quiet place within you that's been waiting all day. Let the mountain hold the cabin. Let the cabin hold the room. Let the bed hold your body. And let sleep hold everything else.